down the middle of Oxford Street because there's no traffic. This is probably a really unflattering angle, but I really don't care. I'm so tired. It's not that late, 9 o'clock. I've been home for a little while. All in all, it was a good day. I went to Liberty's. I woke up not feeling well again, so that wasn't good and kind of put a damper on things. I forced myself to go out because I didn't want to waste my second to last day, but I just wasn't feeling very good. But I went to Liberty's and wanted to buy everything on the 4th floor where the Christmas shop is set up. They just had, I would need like 10 12-foot tall Christmas trees to fit all of the ornaments that I saw. I only got one. I limited myself to one. It was a really kind of rainy, gray, drizzly day. It wasn't ideal for walking around, which is why I was doing shopping. So I left Liberty and started walking up towards the main road. Ended up on Regent Street, and I get all of the shopping streets so confused. So I found Carnaby, and I found a map that was just Carnaby Street, and was like, oh, that's not what I want. And this girl who was doing promotions for the Gap store was like, are you all right? Can I help you? Like, yeah. So she gave me directions to Oxford Street and also pointed out where the Ted Baker was. Because I told her, well, I'm looking for Oxford Street in general, but I'm also looking for Ted Baker specifically. So she pointed everything out, and turned out it wasn't that far. I could see the Ted Baker from where we were at, but I was just so turned around. And she gave me this little card thing. You're supposed to tear it open and see what you get. Apparently it was a 30% off, but I don't shop at the Gap in London. I have the Gap in Arizona. It's probably cheaper too, since it's an American company. I wasn't going to go inside and look, but poor thing, just standing outside in the cold rain, the bunch of balloons trying to pass out these little cards. So, but she was very friendly. I went to Ted Baker. They were very friendly too, and found a few things. I didn't get anything big. They're all little things, little kind of accessories and gifty type things, but I'm happy about that. I'm excited about that. So, and one of them goes really well with something that I bought in Oxford, so that made me happy. And then I walked up and down Oxford Street, stopped at Boots, managed to find one of the things there that I had passed on at another Boots and then went back and they didn't have it, and I was so disappointed, and so this Boots had it. So that was good. At that point, I was really tired, and I was pretty well done, but I needed to stop somewhere and just sit and rest. As it usually happens with me, just when I need a coffee shop, I can't find one. I was walking all over, just looking for a Costa or Cafe Nero. I'd initially passed a Starbucks earlier, because I don't really like going to Starbucks when I'm here. I'm like, screw it, if I see a Starbucks, I'll stop at Starbucks. And then I found a Benugo. So, stopped and got a tea there. And a pan of chocolate. It was delicious. And I stayed there for like an hour. I should have stayed there for longer. I'd gotten my times mixed up. I saw that Oxford Street was turning on their Christmas lights tonight, and what I had seen had mentioned 5 o'clock. Well, I think that's when the whole like event started, because they had these giant screens that you could see. I guess Rita Ora had been playing at some point. I didn't get that close to where all the entertainment stuff was happening. So I kind of wandered up and down Oxford Street for about an hour. I'd heard one of the guys who was just out there kind of patrolling the street, one of the kind of, not police officers, but other crowd control type person, say that it was supposed to come on around 6:15, and it was like 5 o'clock. I'm like, I don't want to miss it, because I'm not going to be going back down there tomorrow. And it's the only Christmas lights that I can really see, because all the other big light displays don't go on until after I leave. So I'm like, this is the only Christmas light display I'm going to be able to see here. So despite it being still kind of drizzly, I swear to God, if my cold comes back, it's going to be because I stood out there. Wandered up and down. I popped into a couple shops, but I was done shopping. I was done spending money for the day. I didn't want to be shopping and potentially buying something just because I was killing time. I wandered around, finally sat down. I found an empty bench. I had wandered back up closer to Oxford Street Station, because I knew that's where I was going to want to go home from. Sat down on the bench. I just kind of waited. And waited, and waited. And then this guy comes up to me. Well, first this idiot comes up to me. Some kid who looks, 13 years old. He was probably older, but comes up to me and is like, "Are you my Tinder date? Are you my Tinder date?" I'm like, "No, you flippin'... No, I'm not your Tinder date." And I kept telling him, no. And I'm looking around like, is someone going to come up and pick my pocket, try to get something out of my bag? And I'm getting ready to get up and leave, and then he finally leaves and goes off with a couple of girls, and they're all just kind of laughing, and I'm like, it's not what I needed. But then this really nice guy came up, a survey worker, was doing surveys and asking about people, why people were coming to Oxford Street and for the lights. And I'm like, he's like, "Can I ask you some questions?" And I'm like, "Well, I don't live here." He's like, "That's okay, I can still ask you." I'm like, okay, because it's good distraction. It kept me busy the last 10 minutes before the lights finally came on. He asked me a bunch of questions about how did I hear about it and did I know anything about the sponsor, and I'm like, no. And then later he got to the section about the sponsor. He's like, what do you know about the NSCP or something like that? It's some initial, some acronym. And I'm like, that's the sponsor, right? He's like, yeah. He's like, don't worry, no one else knows who the sponsor is either. So he was very friendly and definitely kept me distracted. And while he was doing the last couple of questions, the lights came on. And it was very pretty. And it was cool because they had pretty much all of Oxford Street, like the main area, shut. So the cross traffic intersections were still going, but there was no traffic up and down Oxford Street. So people were just walking in the middle of Oxford Street. I've never experienced that. So that made walking down Oxford Street a lot nicer because there was more room for everyone. And it was pretty busy because there were a lot of people still on the sidewalks, but also a lot of people in the street. And so I think if everyone there had to walk on the sidewalk, it would have been just miserable. All in all, I was glad I had gone and waited for the lights because they were very pretty. And it was cool to see. Yeah, then I took the tube home. It was packed at Oxford Street Station. I mean, it was just rammed full of people. I couldn't get on the first train. I had to wait for the second one, then managed to squeeze on. Thankfully, it was just a couple stops that I had to go. I changed at King's Cross, and it was a little less crowded, but still nowhere to sit. So by the time I got home, or back to the hotel, I was ready to sit. I'd gotten myself a sandwich and some crisps and a banana bread cake thing at Pret for dinner. So I've had the sandwich and the crisps. I'm going to go take a shower and then I'll have the dessert. I've got some sparkling elderflower juice drink thing to eat or drink. Oh God, I can't think anymore. Cannot think straight. So I'll have that after my shower. I've started packing. I've got the bulk of my clothing in. And my souvenirs, all the things that I've bought in, and my bag's still only weighing a little over 14 kilos. So I think I'm going to be fine on weight. So I'm not panicked. I'm not trying to squeeze everything in tonight and get it as full as possible. I'm exhausted. I don't know, I'm kind of at that point where I know I have to go home, so a tiny part of me just kind of wishes I was there already. Tomorrow will be nice. The weather's supposed to be sunny, so I'm looking forward to that. Gonna hang out around my hotel area, kind of St. Paul's in the city, and not really leave this area. So just kind of stay close to here and enjoy a nice day. So tomorrow will be nice. I'm not looking forward to Thursday. Just don't want to have to deal with the airport and flying and all of that. I get really cranky on the travel day home because I don't want to deal with it. I just teleport me back to Arizona, please. Anyway, I've been rambling for 14 minutes and I have a low battery light, so I'm gonna go take a shower. I am an absolute wreck tonight in more ways than one, so I need to go rest. But I hope you enjoyed this vlog. I hope you've been enjoying the vlogs. It seems like you have been based on the comments, so leave me a comment down below and say hi. Tell me what you thought of the Christmas lights at Oxford Street. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it. Subscribe if you are not subscribed. And yeah, I will see you all in the next vlog. I've got one more full day in London, and then the really sad day when I have to fly home. Alright, I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.